What is going to welcome to another video? This is 6 scale comments, and today's video taking a look at the Hot Toys 1/6 scale Bo Katan from The Mandalorian and from The Clone Wars. As always, first we're going to talk about it from a collector perspective, and then we're going to talk about it from an investor perspective. So, jumping right into it, Bo Katan, finally. Obviously, she was teased, 2 weeks ago? Getting the announcement this past Thursday. Look, incredibly exciting figure, obviously. It was a huge surprise that she was in The Mandalorian Season 2. Obviously, she was from The Clone Wars. She was part of the Mandalore time. She was a part of Death Watch. Incredibly amazing character in The Clone Wars. So it was great to see her come alive in The Mandalorian with a character arc that makes a lot of sense logically to how she was portrayed and what her story was in Clone Wars. So it didn't feel like it was forced at all. And I'm excited to see where they take her character in the show. So this is one that everyone is looking forward to, and helmet on, they absolutely delivered. She looks fantastic with the helmet on. With the helmet off, we're about to talk about in a second, but there are conflicting opinions. The armor looks great. It looks like a unique sculpt to me. Part of the reason why I think the price point is where it is on this figure. Unique sculpt, obviously, unique helmet. We haven't seen this helmet before. Paint, different type of body, but I mean, she looks awesome. She's a Mandalorian. Like, this is a really sick figure, and this is a figure that I know a lot of people were wanting. As soon as we saw her on the show, I think that everybody was basically ready to have her come out, and I'm glad that with the helmet on, they absolutely delivered. Like, she looks great. Here we go. Helmet off. Doing a little troll at the beginning of the video because I know a lot of people have made comparisons to John Cena and a lot of other things. Look, some people are in the camp of they think the head sculpt is fine. Some people are in the camp that they don't think the head sculpt is good enough. I, unfortunately, while usually I'm a pretty positive person, I would say that I'm in the camp of people that do not think that this head sculpt is good enough. And that is only because Hot Toys has shown us how good they are at sculpting head sculpts, that they should be held to a higher standard than this. I don't think that this is good enough. I don't think that they capture the likeness perfectly. Yes, I agree that she has a more, like, stronger appearance, but, like, even, like, the hair color is slightly off. And then the face, the jawline is so profound, it just doesn't really look like how she looked in the show. And just overall, it just looks a little bit off. Especially in this one. You can really see it in this one. Like, it just doesn't look that great. Now, and then here's the thing. I would probably guess 90% of the time, I would not be displaying her with her helmet off anyways, so it's not like a big deal, and it's definitely not like a deal breaker by any means. But this type of pose is a pose that I really like to do with a lot of my figures that have removable helmets, especially a lot of like the clone commanders, is that whole taking the helmet off and holding it. But this head sculpt isn't great. Now, remember, this isn't the final head sculpt, and we've seen how Hot Toys, when it comes time to deliver, actually delivers to the upside and gives us a better thing than we saw in the initial photos. So I don't think it's the end of the world or anything, but that is like one of two gripes I have with this figure. Here, of course, we get another shot here of Mando, Season 2. It looks better in this one. It depends on how you pose. Depends on how you pose it. The biggest thing for me is just the jawline. But I mean, with the helmet on, she looks awesome. And, like, obviously I'm going to be getting this figure. Like, she's going to look great with Mandalorian. She's going to look great with Death Watch Mandos. She's going to look great with the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian. So there's just a lot of great pieces that she can go well with. You can have her fighting Moff Gideon, which is obviously great. But the first gripe that I have about it is the head sculpt. The second gripe that I have about it is basically the two gripes that everybody has with this figure, is what it seems like, is the lack of accessories relative to the price point. This is not a cheap figure. This is $285. That is the higher end of the range for standard size Hot Toys. And it's not like she comes with a plethora of accessories. You know, basically when you look at it, you get two guns, which is standard. A holster, which, like, you really can't count as like a as an accessory, because, like, that's just one that comes like the OG Mandalorian, which I'm looking at right now, comes with a holster, and he was priced at $242. You do get a jetpack, and then you get a couple hands. You get this, like, knife accessory, which basically should not even affect the price. And then you get the head sculpt, and the railing on the display stand. And then they throw this stupid cardboard backing thing that I never use, and I don't know anybody that does use it. And I think it's just a total like don't price a figure higher than just don't give that to us to make us feel like we're getting more value out of our money. I don't think that needs to be there. But, like, compare this to a figure like Captain Rex. And you can see how this figure is very expensive. We're going to talk about the reasons why I think that this figure is so expensive. Captain Rex, you get a jetpack. You get a head sculpt, which looks great. What a great figure. You get these like tidbit accessories, which I would probably equate to this like walkie-talkie thing and this knife. So you can cancel those each other out, cancel the guns out. You get an extra gun with this guy. You get the jetpack, like I said. You get the hands. You get a standard, actually maybe a bit different from a standard display base, but basically a standard display base. And then you get an extra helmet, which is a very, very real accessory. And he's priced at $255. So he is priced $30 less. And if you compare them next to each other, you basically trade this helmet for the railing on this display base, which I would take this extra helmet like 100 times out of 100 over this railing thing. Other than that, they're pretty similar figures in terms of the accessory that they come with, except that this one is $30 more. Now, why is that? One, obviously, like inflation, whatever. Hot Toys are always going to get progressively more expensive, so that's fine. The other big thing is this is like a very unique sculpt. Captain Rex is like much cheaper to produce. It's basically the same exact body that they use on every single other clone trooper. They just put a pauldron on, put that, shoulder piece on, give him a helmet, and then basically it's like the same figure. This one, I don't feel free to comment in the comment section if this is a body that you have seen before, but I don't think I've seen this body before. Obviously, we haven't seen this helmet before. Obviously, we haven't seen this head sculpt before. Also, I do believe that there is some type of the monetary compensation for actors to use their likeness, I'm sure differs from each actor, hence why we haven't seen a Han Solo one in a very long time. And she is a very real TV show movie actress, so that is probably something that also affected the price, and I think that's why she's coming in at such a high price. So I know a lot of people are kind of upset with this price point, but I guess you can try and rationalize it, but it's tough when you compare it to such great value figures like Captain Rex or Commander Cody or any of those other figures that are such great value. Now, talking about this one from an investment perspective, I think that you are definitely fine. Again, the thing with Star Wars, you already know, like, do it correctly, 90% of the ones you buy are not going to lose money on, so I don't think you have to worry about losing money on that. The thing with this one is, she just got introduced in Mandalorian Season 2. And spoiler alert, she did not die in Mandalorian Season 2. Sounds like she's going to have I'm assuming she's going to have a very prominent role in future seasons to come. This is probably not the last that we're going to see of this figure. And if this figure does not tick every single box for you, I don't think it's crazy for you. If you have, there's so many other figures we have on pre-order. If this one doesn't tick every box for you and you want to hold out for maybe a better version of Bo Katan, it's not crazy to me that we see a different version of her. She's probably not going to look like this when they re-release her, but I imagine that this is not the first time we're going to see Bo Katan as a hot toy. So from an investment perspective, you obviously have oversupply issues. Now, that being said, she could look materially different in the next season, in which case you could have that same type of paradox with the OG Mando look versus future Mando looks, and how the OG Mando look is like the rookie look. But this one, seems like less of a potential upside to me. So I don't think that this one is one that strikes me as a crazy great investment from an investment perspective, especially given the higher base retail price. $285, you're looking at what? $325, $330 out the door, shipping taxes, maybe even $340. Like I said, and then remember, you got to take if you're going to sell it on eBay, you're going to take 11% going out the door as well. This one is going to be tougher from an investor perspective. I think that there's much better options out there. I think that if this figure does not take every single box for you, I don't think it's crazy to pass on it. I think you're probably going to have another opportunity in the next 4 years maybe of another issue of this figure. And I think that there's just better ones out there from an investment perspective. With that being said, I still really like this figure, obviously, and I want this figure in my collection ASAP, so I will be getting this figure. But to anybody out there that feels a little bit more stretched for budget, or feel like they have so many figures coming out that they don't know how to allocate it, this one is not a super no-brainer to me. But as always, these are just my thoughts. I don't say that every single figure is a home run, even though lately it feels like a lot of figures are a home run. I think there are better home runs out there, but at the end of the day, with a lot of these Star Wars Hot Toys and Mandalorian Hot Toys, it's really hard to just go wrong. Like, you're at this point, you really got to get nitpicky if you actually want to have some type of marginal analysis to try and figure out how you want to allocate your budget. But as always, these are just my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section down below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. Also, huge shout out to the fact that we hit 2,000 subs. Stay on the lookout. I'm going to be doing some type of giveaway for sure for merch. We already did one raffle giveaway for straight up cash during the live stream, so that's fun. Hope you're able to enjoy that. But as always, this is 6L Comments. Buy the dip, sell the rip. This is the way. We will see you in the next video.